All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to step into the first game between FXO and Quantic. Let's go ahead and get there. The starting two players will be AGH up against Lenok. I think Lenok is definitely considered a favorite in this, and the map is Odyssey.
Yeah, this is going to be a really hard match for AGH. Lenok certainly a really good player. We've seen his Terran versus Zerg, or his Zerg versus Terran, just recently when he had that show match series against Moro, which was actually just incredible. I mean, I still dream of those nukes on Metropolis.
Definitely, and we know he has capabilities. Now, we've also seen an indication that Lenok has the ability to play an outstanding form of PvZ or ZVP, seeing that he was the MLG Prominence champion, which was definitely the tournament that you want to win if you did win an MLG, over Naniwa, who was a former MLG champion at MLG Dallas. So these kind of things, it just shows you how strong Lenok can be. I think that's why I was saying he is the favorite going into this match. I'm interested to see how AGH actually plays this through, if he actually goes for a standard type of opening or if he goes for more of a, you know, a little bit cheesier, kind of gimmicky, but you know, knowing that it's best of one, anything can happen.
Yeah, he's certainly trying to get a fast expansion in this particular game, so we see him with the pylon at the low ground. And one of his main problems is that Lenok is just a monster when it comes down to a PvZ. And we've just been talking a little bit about his matchup against Terran, but he's even a lot better against Protoss. He has a 66% win ratio with 48 wins in competitive games and 25 losses. It's his best matchup, so AGH really has to be very careful. And he is starting with a Nexus first. He's not even starting with a Forge. No, he's throwing down the Nexus right away.
Yeah, Odyssey is definitely a map where you can do that kind of stuff. Now, spawning pool has actually been dropped super late. If you can see this spawning pool, it was actually dropped around 16. So Lenok actually went all the way up in drones. That really empowers this Nexus first. I mean, what is Lenok actually going to do at this point just because his hatchery is so delayed?
Yeah, with the pylon that AGH built now, his hatchery is quite late. He's even getting gas right now. He needs to wait until he has a bunch of Zerglings out on the map so that he can take care of the pylon. He obviously could just try to get the third base as the first building, and he might do it as the probe is now, the drone is on its way. Yes, there it is, throwing down that hatchery at the third base location. The Overlord immediately hovers over the hatch being produced so that he knows that there is no pylon, there is no threat of being just cannon rushed by HGH right now.
And this type of style, I mean, when you see this as a Protoss, you are so happy because the creep spread is going to be absolutely garbage. When you don't have that second hatchery out for so long, you can't get your queens out. That means you don't have the energy to actually spread creep and inject at the same time. And what that essentially does is empowers some sort of gateway opening or any push type of strategy where, you know, they need creep to actually get that surround, get that, you know, big arc or the big flank and go from there. But if AGH, I think, goes for some sort of 4-gate, 5-gate, 6-gate type of opening off of this expansion, I think it'll be very profitable and show a lot of good equity on his return.
You're perfectly right. It's a very strong build. On the other hand, Lenok, a very experienced player, and he has the timings down. He just built his third base because he realized with an Overlord that there was an expansion being built for HGH, so that he could throw down the third base. It will help him a little bit with the creep spread as well. He's getting only drones and queens right now. He's just focusing on minerals for now, and just now getting double extractor. So up to this point, up to the 5-minute and 40-second mark, he focused on minerals completely, and now he is just trying to get enough gas so he can get his speed, that he can use roaches whenever he needs to. But with all the queens that he's building now, his creep spread should actually be fine, and Lenok just with a very decent saturation on his base, so at least he will have the saturation as soon as the third base is finished.
For now, AGH is chrono boosting out his Nexuses, and you can see income tab showing 32 harvesters currently. He is throwing down additional gateways. Now, he chrono boosted out a little bit of warp gate, and +1 attack is coming out. So because we see like just only 2 gas, all of the initial gas is actually going to upgrades and also to this particular sentry. I'm most likely going to see some sort of gateway type of pressure in this early game stage. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 more gateways being thrown up, and he's just going to do this relentless aggression onto Leanock's third. Let me go ahead and check if he actually knows about it. Yes, he does.
What is actually really interesting to note is that Leanock is attacking to lair already. He skipped gas for another couple of seconds, invested the first... Sorry, he didn't skip gas, he skipped speed. He invested the first 100 of gas that he had in his tech, so he will have a very fast lair. He's now getting the Roach Warren, and with this fast lair, he will be able to get a burrow in time in order to meet gateway pressure by HGH. The Protoss player, on the other hand, is now even throwing down robotics, so he will have this one observer that needs to detect the borrowed units. But Leanock is already on 47 harvesters right now. He's still building drones. He's getting speed for the circlings, and the Roach Warren just finished. The creep spread is very decent. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how Leanock is going to play this with a very fast lair tech, and now already Roach speed being queued up.
Yep, and the roach speed, the roaches are going to come out at the perfect timing. We can see that EGH, a lot of times in his ZVP, or his PVZ rather, he loves to go this Zealot Sentry type of army composition, and he likes to stick on this particular army composition. Also note that the metabolic boost timing is lining up perfectly with when this actually is going to hit, the Zealots and the Sentries. So, you know, Leanock somehow has the foresight to just know exactly what his opponent is capable of. Now, oh my god, the roaches are going to go directly into these sentries. Is he going to be able to take any of them off? No, I don't think so.
Oh god, he actually is. The first set, both of them die. That's horrible. Both of the sentries are already dead. The Zealots have to retreat. Even the forward pylon is being killed. And this is such a huge slap in the face for HGH right now.
Yeah. That is just a crippling move that he just did there. Thankfully for AGH, he does have 2 Immortals. It looks like a third one is on the way out right now, but he is supply capped, which is going to hurt so much. He's going up to 7 gateways at this point, but Leanock might be putting on the aggression. I don't know if this is real aggression or fake aggression, but he's going for something. He's going to see now that the Immortals are out in the field. Targets down this one cannon. The Immortals are going away at these roaches. Is it going to be enough? That's going to be the big question, and Leanock will be forced to push back.
Leanock just built 12 additional drones, and he's still droning up now, transitioning into Hydralisk with +1 attack and getting more additional gas. This is a horrible situation for AGH to be in. I'm not quite sure if he's able to get back into this. Losing the forward pylon and not being able to put any pressure at all onto Leanock's third is just so bad for him now. He's stuck on 2 bases. He's on 52 harvesters against 63, and Leanock can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah, I mean, all Leanock really has to do right now is stop this incoming push. He knows his opponent is doing some sort of very heavy pressure because of the Immortals that are coming out. Immortals do not scale as well going into that mid-game stage. You need something like Colossus or like High Templars or a huge gateway army if you want to keep up. And I love this counterattack coming in from Leanock. Look at this. Roaches and Zerglings just going to stream forward, forcing AGH to back up all the way. Is he actually going to do it? No, nope. Yes, he is going to back up all the way. Another warping comes in here, and the roaches are just going to town on this entire mineral line.
And even if he's not killing HGH right now, those few roaches and zerglings are wreaking havoc in the main base and the natural, and they forced HGH to retreat with his main army. So the push of the Protoss player from Quantic Gaming is delayed once again, and that gives Leanock the time to get his upgrade for the Hydralisk, the range upgrade that is, spread his creep even further, and assemble an army size that is just too much for HGH to deal with.
Yeah, AGH only has 1 move at this point. Leanock knows that. He's identified that his opponent is pretty much dead in the water. All he has is that 1 single attack. That's why he's going to just mass up in units. You see no drones coming out. Roaches are actually going to skirt around this entire army. They might be able to pick off some of these sentries. AGH needs to be so careful, but he's losing every single one before any force fields actually go down. It's really spread out his force, and now AGH finally realized it is going to go back to kill those roaches, but the damage has already been done. So many force fields have been burnt out, and look at that. Leanock is targeting down the sentries, disabling this push from doing any further damage.
Yeah, HGH didn't even encounter the Hydralisks yet. All of his sentries are gone. Well, not all of them, but most of them are low on energy, and there are only 4 left. And now he's finally encountering the main army. Lenog with 163 supply against 96, +1 is done, +2 on its way. And here comes Lenog with his army. Zerglings, Roaches, Hydralisks. That's all he needs to take on HGH. And now he's even just going for the main base. He doesn't want to fight in a position where he can be force-fielded, so he's just going for the counterattack.
Yeah, and I love this. This army composition is just so scary. Again, AGH caught with his pants down over here with his main army, and it's going to force him to, you know, just play this guessing game of when his opponent is actually going to press up on that natural. But always look at this, actually catching his opponent out of position. Lenog at a max army, 186 right now to 95, and he's looking to take this home very easily.
GG by HGH and Lenog with a completely uncontested win.
Yeah, that was very seamless for him. I mean, that was a very seamless win. You know, you just made it look easy, and we've seen AGH, or rather Quantic, having a lot of confidence in AGH, and you know, rightfully so. I think he did wonders in the Clan League, or excuse me, the qualifier, the NASTL qualifier. He was absolutely phenomenal, but you know, it just shows Lenog just has a much better understanding of things. I love the metabolic boost timing. I love that you mentioned that too. First 100 gas going towards that lair instead of the metabolic boost. Normally you don't have a lot of timings for that, but you know, really nice, straightforward game, I thought, from Lenog.
Yeah, it was really well executed, and even though HGH was able to delay the third for a little bit, and you mentioned how dangerous it sometimes can be if you have to take another base and not your natural as the first expansion, it didn't really matter all that much for Lenog because his creep spread was always very decent. He was on top of his game, and he just had an answer to everything that the Protoss player threw at him, so very well played, and he certainly deserved to win this map.
Yep. So that's going to do it. 1 up for FXO. So FXO continuing their reign of dominance over all their opponents, especially in the NASTL. We're going to go into game number 2 in a little bit, so everybody don't go away. We're going to be back with more FXO versus Quantic action.